Hello everyone, welcome back to the Life of a Suman channel. How are you all doing? If you are here for the first time, my name is Soumya and I make videos on my own life journey, the philosophical aspects I encounter, the scientific aspects I encounter and so on. In short, the motto of this channel is knowledge driven lifestyle. Have you ever wondered, I'm feeling a little low for quite some time now. My project deadline is also approaching. Oh my god, am I getting stressed too much? Or even worse, am I getting into depression? Or the second scenario, I'm feeling so lazy. I'm so lazy these days. It takes a lot of effort for me to even move out of bed. I'm not even 40. How bad I am. Sounds familiar? Well, I'm no expert in any of these fields, but hey, I experienced a thing or two in my own life. In general, for anything related to mental health, our classic reaction is shame. We feel so weak and shameful that we are experiencing certain things and we sweep it under the carpet. Well, that is not going to help us in solving the problems. If you are working for an MNC, the chances are your company already has a wellness partner and you have a helpline number you can call to when you feel a little blue. Do you think these companies are thinking their employees are crazy? Of course not. They just know that their employees are human beings and human beings need some kind of support at some points to deal with certain situations. The bottom line is, it is high time we stop stigmatizing mental health issues. Now let's get into the scenarios we discussed earlier. In the first scenario, there is this confusion between stress, depression and their big sister trauma. It is important for us to understand these three things. Stress is something like an everyday thing. The textbook definition goes like this. We experience or we perceive a challenge to our physical and mental well-being which is beyond our coping capabilities. So we can always work around with our coping mechanisms to deal with the stress. On the other hand, depression, in our example, if you keep postponing the deadline and you miss the deadline and that pattern happens, and then you start feeling so helpless, you start feeling low for a prolonged period of time. That is what potentially a depression could look like. When it comes to trauma, the big sister among the three, the stressors are uncommon things like very traumatizing stuff like a war or tsunami, or maybe a pandemic could be one of such stressor, or childhood abuses. Those are the kind of stressors which in long term might result in trauma. Now coming to our second example, that is very interesting, that you feel that you are lazy, and if you are feeling it for quite some time, please stop blaming yourself. It's not your fault. So the first thing you could do is check on your three important aspects, that is, 1, your sleep, your exercise and your diet. Are you sleeping enough? Have you drastically reduced your sleeping time due to any reason? Or are you exercising well? Are you eating on time and a balanced diet? Check on these three things first. If you find any problem with that, if you fix that, you might be feeling better already. Another step you can take is consult your physician and get your vitamin D, vitamin B, thyroid and other things which your doctor might suggest. Get those blood works done. The reason is some of the deficiencies and some diseases could cause symptoms which are very similar to depression but not really a depression. This happened to me personally, that at some point in time I was feeling very lazy and I was beating myself up, telling that how lazy you are, Soumya, you are not even moving your body. And somehow, coincidentally, I ended up going to a physician and he recommended checking my vitamin D levels. Turns out I had deficiency of vitamin D, and the deficiency of vitamin D symptoms almost look similar to that of a depression. Long story short, I took my supplements and I was feeling wonderful in even a week. And another thing, if needed, your physician himself or herself will recommend this. They will refer you to a psychologist or a psychiatrist. Just to clarify, psychologists are the experts in psychology, and they are trained to give therapies. They are trained to listen to your problems compassionately and ask the right question to get into the root cause of the situation, and give some tips on the coping mechanisms. On the other hand, psychiatrists are doctors who are specialized in psychiatry. They can give you therapy. In addition to that, they can also prescribe you medications. That will be a kind of step 2 kind of a thing. Coincidentally, a couple of days ago, I was watching a video where Maitreyan was interviewed. Maitreyan is one of the social activists from Kerala, and the person is asking him that if his daughter can call him in case she wanted to talk to somebody about some problem she is facing, and his response was epic. He told, yes, of course she can call me, but I would recommend she call a specialist to train for doing so. Then she will get the right guidance she need. I know it sounds a little off-putting, but we all know he has some point, right? With that, it's a wrap. And if I have any mental wellness advocates like me in the viewers, please leave a comment. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and it would mean a lot to me if you could subscribe. Thanks so much for spending some time with me today. Until next time.